Hi, this is Frank with Franken Fruits. Today we will talk about how to choose your avocado tree when you buy it at the nursery or the hardware store. Today, although I have many avocados, I decided to go to the nursery to get two new varieties that I don't have. So there was lots of trees, tall, small, but most of them were sunburned because here in Southern California this is summertime. So a lot of the trees get damaged by the sun if they're not covered with some sort of shade or protected with this white stuff in here. It's a they call it white wash. I don't remember the name, but they spray it all over the trunk, the branches, the leaves, and it works as an insulation layer to protect it from the sun and from getting burned. This is the other tree. It was lightly sprayed, but it's still very healthy. It doesn't have any burning. So how do I choose my avocado? A lot of the avocados are tall, so don't go for whatever is the tallest, but find the one that has the best structure. As you can see from the bottom, I have a nice graft here, and then I have a nice split. It's a three-way split. So I like this one because it has a three-way split, only maybe 10 inches from the bottom. Then as you go up, has some nice growth happening over here. So we have another layer of branches. It's like a scaffold structure. This other tree, it has a really nice graft, and then it comes up and you have a good split. And this split has another split, and as I follow it up, I have another split over here. So the result is not going to be a long and slim avocado tree, but it will be a compact, a little more widespread avocado tree. So you need to project yourself into the future and see, how is my avocado tree going to look a couple of years from now, no? And I think what you need to have, or you want to have, is something that is not too tall and it has a lot of structure and support. Something like this avocado. You can see it is wide. It's about 12 feet wide by another 10, 11 feet tall. And it has a lot of canopy and a lot of space where to grow the fruit, protected from the sun. And yeah, that's the shape that I shoot for. And that's why I pick these two plants. The varieties are John Boy's, which is the connoisseur avocado, is one of the best. And then Green Gold. I know something about Green Gold, but I don't know much about it. But I decided to give it a try, just from being one of the exotic varieties here in California. And it was very healthy and it had good structure, so we're gonna give it a try. I will plant these later on into bigger pots, and I will use them to provide me with scion wood for future grafting and future creation of more frankencados. The trees normally come with a support system in the form of a wooden stake or plastic stake in some cases, but it comes wrapped with this plastic and it's really tight on the trunk. That's actually strangling the trunk. So I'm going to remove as many as I can without taking the support from the tree. First, I'm going to clean my tools. I want to use some alcohol to disinfect for any bacteria that might be left on my tools. I do both sides. And the first thing that I'm going to do is remove the plastic wrapping. We'll go here, remove that. We'll go up here, remove it. And we'll also remove this one on top. now my tree is free. It has no support, and that is something that I have to fix. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the stake farther away from the trunk so it has more room to grow freely. There, I've taken my stake that was right against the trunk and I moved it about 4 inches or so away, and now I had to still create some sort of support, but I don't want to have the tree fixed to the stake without being able to move. The tree needs to be able to move a little bit with the air and the breeze and just be free for healthy growth. So now we're going to tie it. I took all the ties and I put a new one up here. As you can see, the new one is not strangling the trunk against the stake. It's pretty much free, but it's keeping it from growing crooked. So I wanted to still grow straight, being supported, but at the same time being free. That's the whole purpose. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the growth that I don't want. So my split is right here. I have 3 branches, right? So I have another branch growing here on the bottom. I'm just going to cut it. I'm not going to cut it flush against the trunk, but I'm going to cut it at about maybe ½ inch from the trunk. There you go. Now what is going to happen with time, this little stub, it's going to dry, it's just going to fall off. And yeah, that's all we have to do to our tree. We do have 3 branches here, and I may have to want to support them or start training them. So I'm gonna go grab a stick. I have my stick, and now what I want to do, I have the 3 branches. As you can see, the 2 on the left are too close to each other, so I'm gonna have to start training the one in the middle a little more this way, so all 3 will be pointing in different directions. And eventually your tree is going to form your main branches right there, and it will end up forming this type of canopy, like a scaffold, like a bowl, that it looks like a bowl, not so much like a Christmas tree. And that's how I like to grow my trees. So I'm going to put the stick right over here, and then I'm going to tie this branch closer to that stick so I can start training it. I'm not going to pull it hard now, but I'll put it about that much, and then with time, in a couple of weeks, I'll put it a little more. In 2 weeks more, I will pull it a little more until I have 3 even branches growing in 3 equal directions. So yeah, that's how I train my trees. So that's what you want to look for when you buy an avocado tree. Something that hasn't been burned by the sun, something that has some structure, something that you can see it in the future growing the way you want. A nice canopy, nice wide compact canopy that will hold more fruit and will also self-protect itself from the sun and the heat, and it will also protect the fruit under the canopy. My new John Boyce and green gold. This is Frank with Frank and Fruit. Thank you for watching.